This is Western Mass News.
We begin tonight with breaking news that we've been following. The Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court has now weighed in on breathalyzer tests, setting the stage for the possible dismissal of tens of thousands of drunk driving cases. Welcome to Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano. Western Mass News reporter Kristen Burnell joins us live in studio after getting answers on the impact. Kristen.
Chris, I spoke with local attorney Joe Bernard, who first brought this issue to the Massachusetts Office of Alcohol Testing. He calls today a huge victory for the work that he has been putting in for the past few years.
Litigation has been ongoing for years about the reliability of breathalyzer tests in the Bay State. And on Wednesday, the state's Supreme Judicial Court announced a ruling that could impact tens of thousands of drunk driving cases.
It's a huge day because our Supreme Judicial Court validates all the work that we just put in the last 7 years, showing and exposing the dysfunction, the dishonesty of the Office of Alcohol Testing, and demonstrating that the breath test results of over 27,000 citizens was completely unreliable.
Springfield criminal defense attorney Joe Bernard spoke with Western Mass News shortly after the ruling was announced. He brought the issues to the Commonwealth's Office of Alcohol Testing to prosecutors across the state years ago, after a 2013 case determined some breathalyzer testing machines were faulty because they had not been routinely calibrated to ensure their accuracy. This ruling by the state's highest court says all breathalyzer tests taken between June 1st, 2011 and April 18th, 2019 will be excluded from criminal prosecution. People who pleaded guilty or were convicted based on breathalyzer evidence will be able to have their pleas withdrawn or ask for a new trial.
They have another chance of going back into court and having this removed from their record. That's the key. They have an opportunity to go back in and ask the trial court to remove it from their record and move forward with their lives without this haunting them the rest of their lives.
We asked him how many people this impacts here in Western Mass.
It's somewhat of a guess of 15,000 here locally in Western Massachusetts. It's a huge number. It's an absolutely huge number. And what you need to recognize is that 2 years ago, myself and this litigation sent out 27,000 notices. And what we're going to be talking about is the possibility of re-notifying these individuals.
And he says the Office of Alcohol Testing will see consequences due to this ruling.
The Office of Alcohol Testing will continue to face potential litigation and maybe fines and of that. These citizens do have an absolute right. Some of them paid, up to $2,500, $4,500 with fines, fees, and classes that they might actually have a right to go back and obtain.
Now, Bernard adds, despite this ruling, breath tests are still being introduced into court after an agreement was reached with defense attorneys and prosecutors back in 2022 that they can be used as evidence again. Reporting live in studio, Kristen Burnell, Western Mass News.